Yeah, here we go. Green, the first race of the year for the USAC. Sprint cars on iRacing.com is green, and in turn number 1 is going to be Zach Leon Hardy sliding up to the cushion off turn number 2. We got Berkeley into the wall off turn number 2. It sounds like he's falling way to the back of the field. We're going to stay green, though, and Zach Leon Hardy looks like he's going to come around to lead lap number 1.
Leonardi leading lap number 1. A lot of pressure right there from the 49 of David Heilemann, who's going to try to dive down to the bottom of the racetrack on the back straightaway, as Leonardi still able to hold him off. David Heilemann right on the back bumper, going to try to cross him over onto turn number 4.
Your 4th place car, Trevor Fisher, tags the wall right there off turn number 4, hangs on to it, maintains that 4-spot slider for the lead. Here comes Heilemann. They make contact, and here comes Brendan Rogers down to the inside. And Rogers will take the lead at turn number 3.
David Heilemann, David Heilemann tags the wall as well. He'll lose a lot of spots from that as Adam Elby now moves up to position number 2. As Brendan Rogers showing the way, just about a second is the distance between him and first and second now.
Adam Elby is on the move right now, Tommy. He's started 9th. He's up to 2nd in just 5 laps now as they cross the start-finish line. 25 to go. This race is going to go by very quickly if we stay green. It's Brendan Rogers up front, followed by Adam Elby. Then it's Zach Leon Hardy, Alex Bergeron, and Aiden Purdue, your top 5. Elby's down low while your leader, Brendan Rogers, works the outside cushion through one, and the caution's out, Tommy.
Adam Elby working the bottom of the racetrack beautifully before that caution came out. Not sure who it's on as we come our very first caution here.
It looks like possibly the 52 car, James Edens, got tagged from behind by Bobby Sant Jr. and got a little bit side. Actually, it looks like, oh yeah, it was the 52 of Edens. He got collected with another driver. It looked like James Tiernan there. So first caution waves are on lap number 6, and things were already getting pretty crazy there at the front of the field. Pretty
good racing right there. It's got a Brendan Rogers actually stretched his lead out just a little bit right there. He's probably not liking the caution early on. Once again, Chase, $6,000 going to the winner of the series. All starts here tonight. Definitely want to be one of those top 3 drivers at the end of the season, as a lot of money being paid out for this series.
And not only that, $6,000 to win it, but how about the cool thing that the guys at USAC and Flow Racing are doing? They are presenting a 2-day deal with Corey Kruzman Sprint Car and Midget Driving School at Ventura Raceway to let these guys, whoever wins the championship, go out and actually test, a non-wing sprint car, possibly a midget out there at Ventura Raceway. So that is an awesome thing to do. I mean, if you don't know who Corey Kruzman is, man, he's got 15 career USAC National Sprint Car wins and 35 with the USAC CRA Sprint Cars. So Kruzman, definitely a guy you want to be learning from as far as these race cars go. We're going green next time by, it looks like. As we're going green right now, Brendan Rogers leads the field at turn number 1. He goes back to the cushion. Adam Elby's right behind him in the yellow number 74 car down the front, or the back straightaway.
All these drivers take it up to the cushion, go back to position number 5. As you see, the 37 of Aiden Purdue, he's the first one on the bottom of the racetrack. The rest of these drivers running the top right now. As Brendan Rogers, he's able to pull away just a little bit from Adam Elby that time.
Here comes the 12 now, or the 14, I should say, of Alex Bergeron down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to find a way by Zach Leon Hardy. Behind them, the 5th place car of Aiden Purdue just tagged the wall. Now he gets a shot from behind from the 16, or the 9 car, of Joel Berkeley. Berkeley got into the back of him, but the battle for seconds heating up right now at the front of the field.
Alex Bergeron, he's on the very bottom of the racetrack, made it 3 wide for the lead as Joel Berkeley gets turned around. We stay green, and now the yellow comes out.
Yeah, the yellow comes out. It looked like the 37 car of Aiden Purdue got tagged by, I believe, the 22 car of Trey Schmidt. Yep, he got him entering turn 3, and they all stacked up behind him.
Heck of a save by Joel Berkeley. Spins it around on his own, able to keep it going. But like you said, the 37 Aiden Purdue, a lot of contact with him, brings out the yellow. Good racing, good 3-wide racing right now for the lead. Brendan Rogers just able to pull away. And they're 3-4 wide, almost right behind him, as Rogers able to pull away, and those drivers putting on a show right behind him.
Yeah, now crossing under yellow right there. That's 15 down and 15 to go next, or this time. So we got 15 laps to go here in this first main event of the season for the USAC Sprint Cars on iRacing.com. Brendan Rogers leads over Adam Elby, Alex Bergeron, Zach Leon Hardy, Trey Schmidt, David Heilemann, the 9 of Berkeley, and it looks like the 12 car of Cole Cabre, the 44 Blake Cannon, and Aiden Purdue right now rounds out your top 10. But like you said, Tommy, fantastic racing so far in this one. It's just I'm not surprised to see a couple of cautions. These are the hardest cars to drive on this iRacing service, if I do say so myself. The pace car's off. We're coming to green this time by. Brendan Rogers off the cushion, off turn number 4, down to the stripe. We're back to green here at Fairbury.
Green flag is back out. Rogers with a great start this time, and here comes Bergeron to the bottom of the racetrack, looking for position number 2 at a turn number 2. Bergeron able to hold the bottom, and he'll move up to second now.
The bottom is really good right now, Tommy. Here comes the 14 of Bergeron. He makes it by Adam Elby. It's just so tricky down there. You got to keep the left rear tire down in the moisture. You don't want to hit one of those tractor tires either. Bergeron pulls up next to Rogers off turn 2, but Rogers with momentum maintains the race lead. It's about to get spicy up front. Here they come, Tommy.
Rogers taps the wall just a little bit right there. That allows Bergeron to pull almost dead even side by side, working the bottom of the racetrack, coming around to complete lap number 19 next time by. It'll be 11 to go. Alex Bergeron looking for the race lead now.
It looks like he's going to have it at the start-finish line. New race leader on lap number 20. The yellow's out, but Alex Bergeron takes the lead. 2 cars at the back, Blake Cannon and I believe Bobby Sant Jr. getting together there to bring out the caution with just under 10 laps remaining. I didn't quite see what happened. I'm going back and watching it right now. It looks like it looks like the 44 car just spun out and the 131 got into him.
At 44 with a little bit of help right there, and those 2 drivers get collected, nowhere to go. But nonetheless, we're 10 laps remaining here in the first main event for the USAC World Championships presented by FlowRacing.com. Alex Bergeron, great drive, 10th to the lead, working the very bottom of the racetrack beautifully.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he does here on this restart there, Tommy. Obviously, he took the lead down on the bottom, but it looks like it's super easy to make a mistake down there. So not sure if Bergeron's going to play it safe, and I don't even know if it's safe going up to the top of the racetrack. We've seen these guys bouncing the right rear off the concrete. So either way right now, around the Fairbury Speedway, it is not looking too safe to to tread anywhere. So the 12 car, or the 14 of Bergeron, excuse me, I'm interested to see what he does here in this first corner on the restart.
Lap times are dropped down very significantly here in the main event. 11/8 is where these drivers were in qualifying. We're running right at the 14-second bracket. 13.7 is the best lap for Alex Bergeron here in the main event. But these drivers running 13.7s all the way in the 14.1s and 2s here in the main event. Green flag is back out. Bergeron back on the gas, and he'll take it back down to the bottom in turn number 1 and 2 again.
Yep, the 14 to the bottom, the 74 of Elby's going to follow just behind, and Brendan Rogers going to keep the 20 car up top on the cushion right behind Elby. It's a big old train. Oh, your leader hits the infield tire. I just talked about it there, Tommy. Alex Bergeron just hit the tractor tire and spun it around. The caution's back out.
Oh, tough break for the 14 machine. Let's go back and take a look at that one more time. Just working the bottom of the racetrack. Gets down just a little too low. Going into turn number 3 and 4 and collects that tire and loses the race lead.
Yeah, a huge mistake there for the Competition Suspension Incorporated number 14 car of Alex Bergeron, the 2019 World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car champion, getting collected there with a tractor tire, and that's going to hand the lead right back to the 20 car of Brendan Rogers. Zach Leon Hardy now moves to second. Adam Elby, David Heileman, and Cole Cabre right now your top 5. We're going to have a 3-lap shootout when we go back green.
Great drive. Great drive back once again for Zach Leonardi in car number 24. Fell back just a little bit with contact earlier on. He's drove back up to second. Your former World of Outlaw Late Model Series champion trying to get up here and lead and win this first main event for the USAC Championship Series. I do believe Leonardi was one of the last qualifiers in top 35 and points, was able to make it in. Leonardi right there on the bubble. So he goes from the bubble to competing for a race win here in race number 1.
Yeah, pretty interesting to see how that works out here. Looks like we're going green this time by, Tommy. Going to be actually a 2-lap shootout here. We're going to come back to green. We're going to cross and get lap 29, then we'll have the white flag the next time by. It's Brendan Rogers, Zach Leon Hardy, Adam Elby. Who will put their name in the history books as the first winner with the United States Auto Club on iRacing.com? We're about to find out. We're back to green. Brendan Rogers leads him into turn number 1.
Brandon Rogers leading him into turn number 1 and 2 for I do believe 2 laps to go this time. Leonardi right there on his back bumper going into turn number 3 and 4. We'll see if he'll throw the big slide jump or if he'll wait one more lap. As here comes Elby on the bottom of the racetrack. White flag will be in the air next time by.
Here comes the 24 to the inside. The white flag's out. Here he comes, Tommy. The 20 back down to the inside. The checker's coming this time by. You're going to lead him to the top. Zach Leon Hardy slides up the racetrack. Oh, Brendan Rogers keeps his foot in the throttle, and he's going to win it off turn number 4. Brendan Rogers wins the season opener with the United States Auto Club on iRacing.com here at Fairbury. What a finish to this one.
Green flag back in the air. 2 more laps to go.
8 drivers, 4 races. These are the moments that define champions.
Zach Novak, final time to the start-finish line, takes the checkered flag and wins.
Who will reach the peak. The battle begins now. Let's go playoff racing!
This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
The battling on the bull rings continue in the USAC World Championship presented by Flow Racing here on the iRacing eSports Network. Randy Chinnis, Chase Rodman, and Tommy Rowe bringing you all the action for this one tonight. And Chase, I'm going to go to you first because I know this for you is one of the most important racetracks that USAC goes to. Kokomo, of course, the home of the BC 39, and a fantastic home for Midwestern sprint car racing.
It absolutely is a fantastic place for Midwest sprint car racing. Probably the best one. They call it Indiana's baddest bull ring. One of my favorite tracks that I've personally been to, and you know, they've got one of the biggest races of the year there every year. That's the Kokomo Smackdown, which wrapped up a couple weeks ago, the August 21st to the 24th there. So that was a pretty recent race here at Kokomo Speedway. It was a great event, and we're hoping to see a little bit more of that stuff we see in real life here tonight on the iRacing.com service.
And you're seeing right now on the scenic cameras, cars currently out there on the racetrack running some hot laps, getting themselves some practice before they go out there and run their qualifying here in just a little bit. Let's take a look at the points that we're currently looking at coming into this race, Tommy. And last time out, it was Brendan Rogers in the 20 taking a surprise win. He currently leads the points by 1 point over Zach Leonardi, 82-81. I honestly think the big surprise coming out of Kokomo for me was seeing Zach Leonardi do so well. We saw him, of course, win the championship in 2018 in the late models, but seeing him do that good here in this open wheel non-wing sprint car was definitely a lot of fun to see. David Heilman still very much in the picture as well, 10 points out. Adam Elby a further 5 points back, and then Cole Cabre rounds out your top 5 after that first round race out at Fairbury.
Yeah, Zach Leonardi, very well known in the late model division, but certainly making a name for himself in the open wheel cars as well. Came down to a last lap turn 4 pass, not able to get by Brendan Rogers last week. We'll see if he can come through here tonight and pick up win number 1 on the season here at Kokomo.
So point situation still tied, of course, which is what you can expect with such a, just coming out of that first race, everything's going to be tightened up. But, the real question now, Chase, is the likes of someone like Brendan Rogers, Zach Leonardi, are they going to be able to start doing what we saw Alex Bergeron do a little bit earlier this year with when we had the wings on these sprint cars and be able to start stretching a gap? And, of course, we saw last time out, Alex Bergeron, he had race-winning pace, I think. He hooked that car up on the bottom through that feature event. Unfortunately, caught one of those tires. I think the 10 is, the 14, I believe, is what Alex is in for this championship. I think he's going to be quick again tonight as well.
He definitely will be, and if you're a guy like Brendan Rogers or Zach Leonardi or possibly David Howell in the top 3 right now in the championship standings, they started off on a good note there last week at Fairbury, and now they just really got to play it safe here these next couple weeks, try and run to the top 10, run up there in the top 5 every week. I don't think they really necessarily have to go for wins every week, but if they can just stay consistent like we saw Kendall Tucker do in the World of Outlaws, the late model championship series a couple weeks ago, where he ended up second in the points and he didn't have one win to his credit. He was just consistent every week, then these guys might have a shot at this championship later on this year.
Let's take a peek as well at the event format we're going to be seeing here tonight. If you guys have been monitoring these esports championships thus far throughout the year, you're going to be pretty familiar with what you're about to see. 4 heat races will be happening after qualifying. Qualifying is actually about to hit the racetrack as a counter for hot laps is going to count down to 0 right now. But we're going to have qualifying here in a moment. That's going to separate the drivers out into 4 heat races. Each will be 8 laps each. Top 4 from each heat race will go to the feature event later on tonight. Drivers who do not make it out of that feature will go into a pair of last chance qualifiers. Top 2 will from each LCQ, each being 12 laps, will transfer to the main event, and then the 30-lap main event at the end of the night, Tommy. And let's be honest, you know, obviously everyone's really hoping and really wanting to see what happens at that main event, but we saw some of the best racing, I think, of the night last night with the heat race. Excuse me, last week with the heat races. The track was really, really good. A very similar track here, Kokomo, compared to Fairbury. I think some of the best racing we're going to see is going to come through those first 32 laps of competition before we even get to the main events.
Absolutely, everybody fighting for one of those top 4 transfer spots throughout the heat races. It's going to be fast-paced, it's going to be close racing, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch throughout these first 4 heat races and on to the A main event. Last week it was 3 and 4 wide racing, expecting to see the same here at the Bull Ring of Kokomo.
And Chase, I'm going to come back to you, start talking about this racetrack a little bit more in depth. We've talked about it, the fact that this entire schedule is so dominated by the quarter-mile racetrack, just like you and I just mentioned. One of the most famous, in particular for the Midwest-style sprint car racing, and of course, in Indiana, it's a very exciting, I think, string of tracks that we have. Kokomo here today. Week out from today, we have Lima Land for round 3, then Eldora and Knoxville to get us to the midway point of the championship. Really, we come from, probably one of the most important quarter-mile racetracks for sprint cars. Then we move to Lima Land. Eldora, one of the most important dirt tracks in general. And then Knoxville, of course, the home of the Knoxville Nationals, arguably the home of sprint car racing in general. In terms of the history that we have coming up in terms of racetracks, these next 4 races are pretty much it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some of the biggest racetracks in the world, whether it's, a wing sprint car, a non-wing sprint car, or, even a late model deal. So, and here tonight, Kokomo, man, there's just so many different lines that can be run. I mean, obviously, you can run around the top, you can run around the bottom, but especially down in turns 3 and 4, they've modeled it so well here in iRacing.com that it happens like this in real life as well. You'll see it, those guys enter in turn 3 up on the wall, and then they'll turn it down and just make it a big old long straightaway down the front stretch. And you see that here happen on iRacing.com as well. So there's going to be a lot of different lines that come into play. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of slide jobs, I think, here tonight as qualifying continues on. Alex Bergeron right now the fastest there, Randy and Tommy with an 11.633, followed by Vinny Sansone, Bobby Sant Jr., Josh Fox, and Trevor Royer, as we've still got at least 10 or 12 guys left to take a time here.
Yeah, still a handful of names that we need to see put in times, notably quick time last time out. Zach Leonardi in the 24, he still owes us a lap as we still look at some of your track information and what we're currently getting set up for C. Cole Cabret still owes us a lap, and actually, I believe, as I mentioned him, I believe the 24. No, I take that back. Cole Cabret, though, he just went second quickest. Cole Cabret, very good pace in that eNASCAR Ignite Series, Tommy, and he's been lighting it up on the dirt side as well, of course, well known because of his brother Chase. But I think Cole has just as much talent to work with and is just as good of a driver as his bigger brother, who we see in the K&N Series.
Cole has definitely proved himself here on the dirt throughout the iRacing circuit, and here tonight already up to second quickest and looking to have another great night in the non-wing cars. As we're getting set, we've got a minute and a half left to go. Alex Bergeron already on top of the leaderboards. Very impressive drive. He wants to win after the mistake he made last week.
So 90 seconds to go until we go heat racing here tonight. And the 24, Zach Leonardi, he gets out there. Current time of 11.754. Let's see if he can maybe improve on that through his second lap. And actually, he was not able to. So he's going to sit there 4th quickest. So we will not have a repeat in quickest time here. Bergeron will take that honor away. And we're getting, I think, everyone just about finished up, Chase. We're about 1 minute out from you being able to take over here. Matter of fact, qualifying's wrapped up. And Chase Rodman and Tommy Rowe, they have the reins from here. And Chase, why don't you take us down the starting grid for heat race number 1?
Yeah, and by virtue of qualifying quickest overall, Alex Bergeron in car number 14 will start on the pole in the CSI Shocks number 14 car. Outside of run number 1 will be the 49 car of David Heilemann. Row 2 inside will be the 121 of Josh Fox, and on the outside of him, it's the 57 of Ryan Diotti. Row 3 inside, last week's main event winner at Fairbury. That's the 20 of Brennan Rogers. Not a very good qualifying lap for Brennan here tonight. Outside him, the 83 of Hunter Connolly. 4th row, the final row on the inside, starting 7th, the 00 of Jeff Nevins. And your final starter will be the 98 car of James Tiernan. And Tommy, not a very good qualifying effort, as I mentioned there, for Brendan Rogers, your current series point leader, coming into this night of racing. He's got a little bit of work to do here in this 8-lap heat race.
Definitely a lot of work to do. I just think that shows the caliber of field that he's working up against. Guys like Alex Bergeron, Josh Fox, Deandy, all putting in the extra work to make a great lap here at Kokomo, and it pays off here in heat race number 1 as we'll get set to go around 2 more times before we turn loose. 8 laps to distance.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, we've got 2 pace laps here to get these guys ready for this first 8-lap heat race. And, you know, a guy like Alex Bergeron starting up front, that's going to be tough for the rest of these guys to try and get by him, a fast guy like that. And the main thing about this first heat race there, Tommy, is if you win it, you automatically start on the pole of tonight's feature event with how the format works in this series.
That's a great advantage for the pole sitter here this evening. No inverts or anything like that. You start on the pole, you win your heat race, you'll get the pole for the main event and have the best chance of taking home the victory here at Kokomo. Alex Bergeron's got to definitely love where he's starting, as well as David Holloman on the outside of the front row. Not a bad place to start as well.
Yeah, the thing is there, though, Tommy, after watching the heat races last week, I really think that anybody has a shot to put in the top 4 finishing positions here. I mean, it's been so racy the last week, and I'm sure we'll see that more here as the pace truck pulls on, and we are green here. The first heat race is underway here at Kokomo Speedway, Tommy.
Alex Bergeron with a great jump into turn number 1 and 2. David Holloman will fall back to position number 2 right behind him as they go into turn number 3 and 4 for the first time. It'll be Alex Bergeron and David Holloman on lap number 1.
Yeah, David Heileman around the outside to the middle part of the racetrack, takes the race lead. Bergeron right back down to the inside. How about the 57 car? Ryan Diotti way up next to the wall entering turn 3. Kind of brings it down to the exit of turn number 4. He's coming after Bergeron. He looks to the inside, battle for the second spot. Contact into turn number 1.
A lot of contact. Bergeron will fall on the outside, looking in back to the 6th place position. That'll put Brendan Rogers up to position number 3. Last week's winner looking for second now as he takes it over from Ryan Diotti.
Talked about it there. He didn't have a very good qualifying run, but these heat race tracks are so racy that the 20 car, Brendan Rogers, from his 5th place starting spot, he's up to second and tracking down, the 49 car of David Heileman, but he's still battling hard with the 57 car, Ryan Diotti. He looks to the inside, tries the slide job, but Rogers drives around on the outside.
Good race for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. That's Josh Fox in the picture on the outside of the racetrack. He's going to try to challenge for 3rd, side by side with Diotti as we come around. It's 3 laps to go this time.
Yeah, Josh Fox around the outside takes over the 3rd spot from the 57 of Diotti. Here comes Brendan Rogers up to the right rear tire of David Heileman for the race lead. 2 laps to go, and Rogers is right there, making a 3-car battle as they work the cushion on turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. A 3-car battle for the race lead as they come down to the white flag.
Final time around the Kokomo Raceway. It's Heileman on the bottom. It'll be Brendan Rogers on the top shelf of the racetrack. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Brendan Rogers up to position number 1 as they come out of turn number 4.
Oh, Heileman tries to slide him, but Rogers keeps his foot in the throttle, and he's going to win heat race number 1. What a drive. Again, we almost saw that exact same thing in last week's main event in the final corner at Fairbury. Rogers drove around the outside of Leon Hardy for the victory there, and he'll do it tonight against David Heileman. What a finish to that one. Rogers wins it. Heileman 2nd. Josh Fox will finish 3rd. Ryan Diotti 4th. Those will be your 4 guys that go straight to the main event. The rest of these guys, Alex Bergeron, Hunter Connolly, Jeff Nevins, and James Tiernan, will have to go from the B main event later on tonight. The 2nd heat race, though, about to get gridded up, and here's how they'll start. It'll be the number 12 car of Cole Cabrera on the pole. Outside of him, it's the 80 of Vinny Sansone. Row 2 inside, it's the 90 car of Trevor Royer, and outside of him, starting 4th, the 23 car of JT Justin Thomas. Row 3 inside, it's the 99 of Brett Osborne, and on the outside of him, it's the number 3 of Lewis Hewitt. 4th row inside, it's the 11 of Cole Newhofen, and outside of Newhofen, it'll be the number 5 car of Rusty Kruger. Man, Cole Cabrera up on the pole this one here, Tommy. He won the Race Spot Chili Bowl a couple months ago, and we've seen him last week. He had a pretty good finish as well, so he might be a guy we're going to be talking about later on in this main event.
Yeah, Cole Cabrera, he's going to be very tough to beat from that P1 position. You got Vinny Sansone on the outside, Trevor Royer, Justin Thomas back there, inside, outside, row number 2. So if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on the 12 here in heat race number 2. Shown very good speed and very good consistency thus far in the USAC sprint car division as we're getting set to go green this time out of turn number 4.
Okay, here we go. Cole Cabre and Vinny Sansone will lead him off of turn number 4 down to the green flag. Heat race number 2 is underway, and a great jump there for the 12 of Cabre. He goes to the top of the racetrack at turn number 1, but Vinny Sansone already diving down to the inside, tries to take the race lead away off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He's got a nose on him, but Cabre fires it back up to the top of the racetrack and turns 3 and 4, and he'll lead lap number 1.
Cabre with the momentum on the outside of the racetrack, trying to power back down the race lead down the back straightaway. As that's Justin Thomas on the bottom of the racetrack, pulling a little wheelie down the back straightaway. Here comes the 23 for a second now over Vinny Sansone.
Little contact behind those guys for the 4 spot between Lewis Hewitt and it looked like the 90 car Trevor Royer. They keep on going. Royer's got the transfer spot, but the number 3 Lewis Hewitt's fighting with him on the inside. Battle for the 2nd spot just ahead of him between Justin Thomas and the 80 car Vinny Sansone. Thomas down low, Sansone up top. 2 groups of racing developing right now in heat race number 2, Tommy.
Yeah, Cole Cabre, he's driven away almost a second lead here in heat race number 2. Battle is on for 2nd and 3rd. Sansone pulls away from Thomas as the 4th place still held down by the 90 of Trevor Royer for the moment. Lewis Hewitt trying to run him down as we're coming around at 3 laps to go.
And Lewis Hewitt all the way out of Adelaide, South Australia. You can see some of these drivers. Oh, he gets the wall, and he's into the wall in turn number 1. Lewis Hewitt hangs on to it. What a save. I don't know how he did not go upside down right there in turns 1 and 2. But like I was saying, we've got drivers from all over the world. We got 3 drivers in this series alone from Australia. The rest of them come out of Canada or North America as they're battling for 2nd or coming by this time for the white flag.
Cole Cabre, comfortable lead, about a second ahead of these drivers side by side for 2nd. Now Justin Thomas going to try to dive it down in there one more time down the back straightaway on Sansone. Just can't quite get the momentum down the back.
Oh, here comes Trevor Royer trying to get that 3rd spot away here in the final corner off turn number 4. Give that spot to Justin Thomas, but a dominating heat race win for the number 12 of Cole Cabre. He will take victory over Vinny Sansone. Justin Thomas. And 4th spot, your final transfer will be the 90 of Trevor Royer. 5th was Cole Newhofen. 6th was Lewis Hewitt after tagging the wall there coming to the white flag. Then it was Rusty Kruger and Brett Osborne. Heat race number 3, we've got 2 more to go. Here's how they'll start for this one. Another one of those drivers that's coming out of Australia. It's the 9 of Joel Berkeley on the pole this one. Outside of him, the 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. Row 2 inside, it's the 901 of Joe Quinn. And outside of him, starting 4th, the 211 of Alex Smolders. Row 3 inside, the 52 car James Edens, and outside him it's the 51 of Bob King. And your final starter should be the 16 car of Trevor Fisher. So we're going to go 8 more laps, 4 more drivers straight to the feature event. Who do you got for this one? After watching that race last week at Fairbury, any of these guys sticking out towards you there, Tommy, that you think might be good in this heat race?
I think any one of these drivers is very capable of winning this winning this heat race number 3 here this evening. You got to keep a couple of drivers to keep it out in the back. Maybe the 52 of James Eden as well as the 91 of Bob King. Not very characteristic of their qualifying efforts, but definitely expect them to see running towards the front later on this evening, possibly here in heat race number 3.
Yeah, it's great to see a guy like James Edens. He's ran every Dirt Pro Series that we've had here on iRacing. He started out with the NOS Energy Drink World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, then went to the late models, and now he is qualified for the USAC Sprint Car Championship Series. He starts inside row 3, a veteran here with these Pro Series divisions as we are green off turn number 4. Heat race number 3 is underway, and Joel Berkeley leads him into turn number 1.
Berkeley leads him into turn number 1, not for long though, as here comes the 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. on the inside, challenging for the lead, going to get the run out of turn number 3 and 4. It'll be side by side, give that lap to Joe Berkeley on the outside though.
Yeah, Berkeley tagged the wall in the front straightaway, and it's going to cost him the race lead as Bobby Sant Jr. works back down to the inside, side by side off turn 4. Berkeley trying to drive around the outside. He barely gets it between the wall. Bobby Sant Jr. will lead lap number 3.
Two very distinct groups here at the Kokomo Raceway here in heat race number 3. Berkeley on the outside, Sant Jr. he'll take it to the outside of the racetrack as well as Berkeley pulls away on lap number 3.
3 wide for the transfer spot now, Tommy. Here comes the 52 car James Edens. He looks down to the inside of Joe Quinn for the 4 spot. They're also next to, it looks like the 211 of Alex Smolders, and James Edens has got 2 cars down the front straightaway. Edens goes from 5th to 3rd in the 52 car. He's on the move right now.
Try Joe Quinn, he'll fall on the outside looking at the moment. He'll time it back down. 3 wide still for the 4th and final transfer spot as Quinn gets a little loose right there. He'll lose that 4th place position.
And now Edens finally clears the 211 of Alex Smolders and up to P3. Your leader is checked out, the 9 of Joel Berkeley. Then it's the 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. They're pretty safe right now. The battle for the 3rd spot continues to go on between James Edens and the 211 of Alex Smolders. Big wheelie out of the 52 car. He was trying to grab some moisture. Oh, your 4th place car is upside down. Alex Smolders tags the wall and he's upside down, but we stay green. The white flag's out.
White flag is out. Trevor Fisher now man on the bubble. Joe Quinn on the inside of the racetrack looking for the position. He's on the outside looking in. Coming out of turn number 4 for the final time.
Oh, that was a close call there. Oh, James Edens gets into the left rear of Fisher and crosses the line backwards with the transfer spot. A very close call. A whole lot of stuff going on in that one there, Tommy. But Joel Berkeley will win it with ease, followed by Bobby Sant Jr. Trevor Fisher barely at the line nips the 52 car James Edens, who ends up 4th facing the wrong direction. 5th was Joe Quinn, 6th was Bob King, and getting upside down there, ending up 7th was Alex Smolders. Final heat race on the racetrack now. It'll be the 24 car, last week's runner-up in the main event. That's Zach Leon Hardy on the pole. Outside of him, the 18 car of Austin Selman. Row 2 on the inside, it's the 10 car of Shyler Brown. Outside him, the 37 of Aiden Purdue. Row 3 inside, the 74 car, Adam Elby. And outside of Elby, it's the 44 car, it's his teammate, Blake Cannon. Row 4, all by himself back there, starting 7th, is the 36 of Nathan Davis. So Zach Leon Hardy up front in this one, Tommy. He's got good points. He's got to do some work here. He's got to win this heat race, I think, as he's right there with Brendan Rogers, only 1 point behind him in the championship standings. I know it's early in the season, but you want to keep that consistency up early in the season to maintain that points gap,
Brendan Rogers definitely putting the pressure on Leonardi to have a good finish here in heat race number 1, as Rogers came from 5th to 1st to win heat race number 1 earlier on. Leonardi 1 point behind him coming in here tonight. Going to have a good finish and a good main finish to try to gain some points on Rogers that away. But I do believe qualifying plays a dividend in those point standings as well. So Leonardi able to maybe gain a few of those points back, as he'll have to try to take home the win here in heat race number 4 to keep grounds with Brendan Rogers though.
Yeah, in fact, that qualifying, that you were correct on that. The top 6 drivers all earning points. First place in qualifying gets 6 points down to 6th place with 1 point. So those qualifying points, we'll talk about those all season long. I'm going to be keeping my eye on the 74 car of Adam Elby for this heat race here. Last week at Fairbury, he started 9th and was in 2nd by lap 5. That 74 car's got a good piece under him. Here we go off turn number 4. Zach Leon Hardy, and we're underway here in heat race number 4.
Leonardi on the gas in a hurry. He'll lead him down into turn number 1 and 2. And here comes the 10 of Skylar Brown with Austin Simmel on the outside, side by side for position number 2 out of turn number 4.
And here comes Aiden Purdue, the number 37 car, working to the back bumper. The 10 car of Shyler Brown. He's got the 74 of Elby down to the inside. Contact with the wall behind him for the 44 car, Blake Cannon. Cannon hangs on to it, and we've got a good battle going on for that final transfer spot heating up back there.
Adam Elby on the inside. He'll take over the 4th and final transfer spot. As Purdue falls back to 5th. Maybe not for long. Getting a good head of steam down the back straightaway going into turn number 3 and 4. They're side by side for position number 4.
Purdue up on the top side of the racetrack. 2 real-life race car drivers going at it right here in the iRacing USAC World Championship Series. Both those drivers run micro sprints in real life, Purdue and Elby. And now Elby's got the spot. Purdue right back down to the inside. Contact right rear to left front. Elby's into the wall. He hangs onto it, but loses the transfer spot. And he's going to lose 5th to Blake Cannon.
Blake Cannon does a little wheel stand right there. Cannon will fall back to 5th for the moment, because here comes Adam Elby on the bottom of the racetrack trying to gain over 5th once again.
And we've got a battle for the race lead. Tommy, here comes the number 18 car of Austin Selman. He threw a slider on Zach Leon Hardy up front. Leon Hardy turned it back down to the inside. 3-car battle for the race lead. The 10 car of Shyler Brown's up there as well. Big slider coming in from the 10 of Brown. He almost gets by 2 of them. He gets by Selman, slots himself into 2nd, gets high. Oh my! The 18 got into the back of him and put Brown into the wall and upside down. Wow, that was insane right there. The white flag's out. Tommy, bring him home.
White flag is out. Leonardi with a big lead down the back straightaway. It's Aiden Purdue up to 2nd. Now we're in the bottom of the racetrack. Someone falls back to 3rd with a contact with Brown. Coming out of turn number 4 to be Zach Leonardi with the win. Austin Silman 2nd, Purdue 3rd, and Blake Cannon will take home the 4th and final transfer spot.
Yeah, so Zach Leon Hardy with the win. It was actually Aiden Purdue coming home 2nd. A good finish for him there, Tommy. Started back in the 4th spot, ends up 2nd with a little mayhem going on there in that final lap. And also finishing back there in those in the transfer spots, it looks like possibly Austin Semlin and I believe Blake Cannon was the final transfer spot there in the 44 car. Following them was Adam Elby, Nathan Davis, and Skylar Brown. So those guys will have to come out of the B main, which is coming up here next. 7 drivers, it looks like. For this, it looks like we're going to actually have 2 B mains. I should have known that, but the 14 car of Alex Bergeron will be on the pole for this 7 car heat or B main event. The top 2 drivers will transfer on. Joe Quinn will be to his outside, and then second row will be the 83 car of Hunter Connolly. Outside him, the 51 of Bob King. Third row is the 00 Jeff Nevins. Outside him, the 211 of Alex Smolders. And your final starter, the 98 car James Tiernan, will start 7th in this one. But The 211 car, I think he's the guy to watch for here in this LCQ there, Tommy. He was pretty good in the heat race before getting upside down.
Very good. He was running in one of those transfer spots and upside down into the wall. Has to start deep in this field, but has plenty of time to make it through 12 laps to distance. Also, Alex Bergeron, he's probably had the worst luck so far in the season within these two races. Took the race lead last week at the Fairbury Speedway, hits the tire upside down, ended his night, started on the pole here tonight, upside down into the wall, and now he has to come from a B main once again here tonight to try to transfer over, but we're coming to green out of turn number 4 this time.
Yeah, it should be fun to watch here if Alex can make it out of this LCQ. Should be fun to watch him later on in the main event. Green flags down here for the first LCQ. Bergeron gets away already, and a battle for the second spot's already getting feisty. The 83 car, Hunter Connolly, looks to the inside, and Joe Quinn. They're already going after that transfer spot.
Yeah, Joe Quinn in the 901, he'll pull up to second, trying to clear the 83 of Connolly. Now make it 3, almost 4 wide for second at turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
Yeah, the 211 Alex Smolders down low by those tractor tires, trying to get by multiple race cars. He gets by 1, gets by 2, almost gets by 3. He's got the second spot at the start-finish line. The 211 of Alex Smolders down on the bottom side of the racetrack is making some headway. He started way back, and I believe the 6th spot, and he's running second now.
Great drive from Alex Smolders. Hunter Connolly not giving up on the outside of the racetrack as well. I do believe that's 00 Jeff Nevins right there with him as well. So second and third and fourth going at it really hard right now. Remember, only the top 2 transfer over to the main event. Here comes Connolly on the outside once again.
Yeah, give the nod to Connolly at the start-finish line. He takes the second spot away. Smolders starting to fade back a little bit on the bottom side of the racetrack. Jeff Nevins up on the wall while Connolly works the middle. 3 grooves of racing developing right now. It looks like all 3 of these guys might be tracking down your race leader up front.
Alex Bergeron still holding on to the race lead for the moment. Half a second is the gap. They're still side by side for second and third. Connolly now, he'll try to gain some ground on Bergeron. Go through the middle, almost 3 wide for the lead now.
Yeah, Smolders through the grass right there, nearly got the tractor tire, hung onto it, and maintains a good gap back to the 83 car of Connolly. So 3 cars going at it for the top spots, but only 2 of them will find themselves in the main event. It's Alex Bergeron, followed by Hunter Connolly, and the 211 Alex Smolders going at it up front.
Yeah, side by side still for the second and final transfer spot. Still Connolly hanging on as we're coming around. It's 4 laps to go this time. Connolly still working on the middle of the racetrack. Smolders will clear him this time. Now Connolly will cross him back over into turn number 3 and 4. Great race for second.
Yeah, big slide job right there from the 83 of Connolly. Good stuff for that second spot. Meanwhile, that's letting the 14 of Bergeron get away, and now Smolders gets away. He's got about a 3-car length gap back to the 83 of Connolly. Coming by next time by for 2 laps to go, and it looks like Smolders, if he can find the right groove here, might be able to hang on to that second spot. He nearly clips a tractor tire right there, but keeps on going.
Yeah, it looks like he may have changed his groove up just a little bit, going up just a little bit higher than he was just a few laps ago. That's allowed him to try to pull away from Connolly just a little bit. White flag is in the air this time for Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, Bergeron works off the cushion down the back straightaway, back to the cushion in turns 3 and 4, and it looks like he's going to cruise home to this LCQ victory. And Hunter Connolly tries it one more time in a 3 and 4, but Alex Smolders will get the final transfer spot after a brilliant drive on the bottom side of the racetrack to come home in that P2 position. The final transfer to tonight's main event here in this LCQ. Finishing just a little bit short, Hunter Connolly, Jeff Nevins, Bob King, James Tiernan, and Joe Quinn. Those guys will have to try again next week. We've got one more LCQ. These will be the final 2 spots for tonight's main event, and this one is absolutely stacked, Tommy. Here's how they'll line up. It's the 11 of Cole Newhoffen on the pole. Outside him, the 74 of Adam Elby. Row 2 inside, it's the 3 of Lewis Hewitt. Outside him, the 36 car of Nathan Davis. 4th row, it's the number 5 of Rusty Kruger, and outside of him, number 10 car, of Skylar Brown. And your final starter should be the 99 car of Brett Osborne. And there's at least 4 guys in this one, Tommy, that I think should transfer out of this thing.
Absolutely. Your front row, Cole Newhoffen, Adam Elby, definitely 2 drivers to keep your eye on, but back right behind him, Lewis Hewitt. Aussie, very quick in all different types of race cars here in the iRacing circuit. And you got guys in the back like Skylar Brown. Maybe he can pull Alex Smolders and come back from the 6th place position to try to challenge for a win. He was running in a transfer spot in his heat race. The 10 car definitely a driver to keep your eye out on here in the B main.
Yeah, the 10 car of Skylar Brown is definitely, he's got something to prove here. As he was running in a transfer spot on the second to last lap there in the heat race, got hit from behind, got put in the wall. So hopefully that 10 car can put together a good run, but he's going to have his hands full here with a lot of great drivers here lining up in these first 3 rows of this heat race. We're looking for the green flag right here. The final LCQ of the night is green, and the 11 car Cole Newhoffen jumps out front early.
Now Cole Newhoffen and the Kinza Racing number 11 will take him down the back straightaway as your race leader. They're side by side for second. Adam Elby, he'll pull up on the outside for second. It's Hewitt on the bottom. Lewis Hewitt challenging for second, and here comes Brown on the outside.
Yeah, a little contact behind them between the 5 car of Rusty Kruger and the 36 of Nathan Davis. They get it sorted out. Davis falls to the back of the field, the battle for the second spot, starting to heat up, make that the 3rd spot between the 10 of Brown and the 3 of Hewitt. They're going at it, but they're going at it for the wrong spot. They need to get by that 74 car of Adam Elby. Elby runs the middle, Hewitt up top. He's got to run on down the back straightaway, down for the second spot, teeing up.
And Lewis Hewitt's going to take a top shelf. He's going to try to pull alongside Elby down the front straightaway. A little contact right there. Now here comes Skylar Brown, going to throw his hat in the mix. And Skylar Brown, he'll pull up to 3rd. Now have his sights set on Elby. Hewitt going to cross Brown back over into turn number 3 and 4 now.
Yeah, Elby now tags the wall on turn 4. That's going to give a big run to the 10 car of Skylar Brown. He pulls up to the back bumper in turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Does he look for the slide job into turns 3 and 4? He does not. The 3 car of Hewitt is right there on his left rear tire, so he was not able to make the move to the inside. He's still got a lot of laps. He'll only halfway in this one.
Halfway home, Elby hanging on to the 2nd place position as Hewitt's into the wall. Now Skylar Brown and Adam Elby will go at it by themselves, 2nd and 3rd, as Hewitt will fall back to 4th, about a 1.5 seconds behind. Now here comes Brown on the inside.
Big slide. 2nd spot. Brown's got it. Elby back to the inside on the back straightaway. Takes that 2nd spot right back. Brown and Elby elbows up right now. Absolutely. Welcome back here to the Kokomo Speedway. Round number 2 of the iRacing.com USAC World Championship Series finds itself here at Indiana's baddest bull ring in Kokomo, Indiana, the Kokomo Speedway. We have seen some incredible action so far in the heat races and the LCQs, and we are just about ready for tonight's main event. Tommy, what do you think so far of these non-wing sprint cars here tonight in Kokomo?
It's been a blast to watch so far, and if it's anything like the heat races, we're in for another thriller here tonight at the Kokomo Raceway. Hopefully it's very similar to the February ending that we got last week.
Yeah, absolutely. We got these guys out on the racetrack right now getting some final hot laps, trying to see if they want to make any changes to their race cars here. Obviously on iRacing.com, you can make in-car adjustments, which a lot of these drivers will be doing throughout the race. And sometimes, Tommy, that can prove to pay dividends here. Midway through the race, you want to make a shock adjustment or something, that might help the race car out quite a bit here.
Absolutely. When this track changes like it will throughout the course of the race, the grooves that come in through the bottom or the top, you want to have your car handling the best it possibly can to try to gain as many points possible to try to earn your way up to the USAC World Champion.
They're the best here in this series so far. Ready for the starting lineup, 20 cars strong, and here's how they'll line up for round number 2 of the iRacing.com USAC World Championship Series here on iRacing, on the iRacing Esports Network. On the pole of this one, it's car number 20, last week's main event winner from Camarillo, California. It's Brendan Rogers. On the outside of him, starting second, car number 12 out of Union, North Carolina, it's Cole Cabray. Row 2 inside out of Australia, it's the number 9 car of Joel Berkeley. And to his outside, driving car number 24, it's Zach Leonhardi. Row 3 inside, the 49 car of David Heileman. And outside of him, it's going to be the car number 80 of Vinny Sansone. Row number 4 on the inside will be the 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. And on the outside of him, the 37 car of Aiden Purdue. Row 5 on the inside, the 121 of Josh Fox. And outside him, starting 10th, the 23 car of Justin Thomas. Row 6 inside, 16 car Trevor Fisher starting 11th. And outside him, it's the 18 car of Austin Sullivan starting 12th. Row 7 down low, and 13th will be the 57 car Ryan Diotti, and outside him starting 14th, the 90 of Trevor Royer. Row 8 inside, 52 car James Edens out of Santa Rosa, California, and outside him the 44 car of Blake Cannon. Row 9 inside from Quebec, Canada, it's the 14 car of Alex Bergeron starting 17th, and outside him in 18th, the 11 car of Cole Newhoffen. And your final row, row number 10 on the inside, the 211 of Alex Smulders, and the 10 car of Skylar Brown. We are setting up for an incredible 30 laps here at Indiana's baddest bull ring there. Tommy, what are your predictions for this one?
We'll see if Brendan Rogers can make it 2 for 2 to start the season with the iRacing USAC World Championship, or if somebody like Cole Cabray, Joel Berkeley, or Zach Leonhardi can pull the upset and score the win here tonight at Kokomo. Coming to green right now.
here we go. Brendan Rogers leads the field into turn number 1. We'll see what these guys do as far as which line they choose for these first couple of laps. Rogers runs the middle in 1 and 2. Down the backstretch he goes. He's got the 12 car of Cole Gray up top behind him, and the 9 car of Joel Berkeley just behind him on the bottom side of the racetrack, as well as the 24 Leon Hardy. 3 grooves of racing already developing here on lap number 2.
Joe Berkeley pulls up to the second place spot. Now has his sights set on the race leader up. Brendan Rogers. Berkeley running the bottom. Rogers running the top. And now making it 3 wide through second almost, as here comes Leonardi running the bottom of the racetrack now.
Zach Leonhardi absolutely pole putt that thing. He takes it up to the second spot now. The top 2 from last week's main event at Fairbury find themselves at the top, or at the top 2 positions here early on at Kokomo. We've still got 26 laps to go. Rogers into the middle of the racetrack and Leonhardi down low. We'll see what the 24 car can do here. So a lot of laps to go as Berkeley's now stepped the 9 car up to the top side of the racetrack back in 3rd.
David Holloman running a very similar line of Zach Leonardi, pulls up to position number 3 on the bottom of the racetrack. Joel Berkeley hanging strong on the outside at position number 4. Cabrera back to position number 5 as Brandon Rogers still showing away. Here comes Leonardi now on the inside.
Yeah, Rogers the fast car on the racetrack that last time by. Leonhardi kind of missed the bottom that last time by in 3 and 4. Goes back to the bottom in 3 and 4 this time. He looks like he's about to pull up next to him. The 24 car might have ran a really good lap right there. A 12.86 compared to Brendan Rogers, 12.97. Here comes the 24 Zach Leonhardi, Tommy.
Yeah, it's about to be a 3-car dance for the race lead. David Holloman right there as well, running the same line as Zach Leonardi. Both those drivers faster than Brendan Rogers, your race leader on the last lap. The caution comes out.
Caution comes out on lap number 8. I'm looking back to see who it might be, and I don't see possibly the 11 car of Cole Newhoffen involved possibly. I'm taking a look here. Actually, it was the 16 car of Trevor Fisher getting upside down in turn number 4. Also getting tagged by a couple more drivers, but it looks like the 16 car of Fisher just drove in a little bit too deep into turns 3 and 4, got the wall and got that thing upside down, which is pretty easy to do here at Kokomo.
Yeah, very sensitive cars. Doesn't take very much to get these cars upside down and have your night ended early, and that's what Trevor Fisher finds himself here in position number 19. Race may be done as Brendan Rogers showing the way. Zach Leonardi 2nd, David Holloman 3rd. Good race up front before the caution came out, Chase.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic racing up front. 4th spot right now is the 9 of Berkeley. 5th spot's the 80 of Sansone. 6th spot, Cole Cabrera. 7th is Aiden Purdue. How about 8th place, Alex Bergeron from the 17th starting spot. Then it's Justin Thomas and James Eden. So the 14 car, man, he's on the move here early in this one.
Yeah, he's probably passed the most cars in this series thus far. Unfortunately, the results have not shown it thus far. Lights out. We're coming to green right here. Brendan Rogers going to lead him back. Chase Zach Leonardi. We'll see if he'll take it back down to the bottom once again.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually going green next time by. Brendan, excuse me, yeah, we're going green. Never mind, sorry. Green into turn number 1. Rogers to the middle of the racetrack. The 24 Leonhardi back down to the bottom is the 49 of Heileman up top trying to rip the fence down. All of your top 3 running different lines, and now the 9 of Berkeley throws his hat in the ring. 3 cars battling for the 2nd spot off turn number 4.
How about the grooves here at Kokomo right now? Absolutely brilliant. You see these drivers running all over the racetrack. Heileman, he'll take it to the top of the racetrack. He was on the bottom just a few moments ago. And he'll try to get the run on 2nd place, Zach Leonardi. Leonardi just too good on the bottom right now. He'll actually move up ahead or alongside Brendan Rogers for the moment.
The 49 car of David Heileman up on the concrete here at Kokomo Speedway. We saw him with the wing on top of the race car for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. He was one of the favorites. We call him the Heilemaniac. He makes some incredible maneuvers out on the racetrack. And it looks like he just took over the 2nd spot as the caution waves once again. A big pileup down in turns 1 and 2, it looks like.
Yeah, Leonardi started struggling. Maybe he hit one of those tires and allowed Heileman to gain some ground on him as we have the caution out. Not sure who it's on at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like some drivers at the back of the field possibly getting collected there. And we're trying to watch. It looks like possibly Bobby Sant Jr., I think, might have been one of them possibly. Oh, the 121, not the 131. Josh Fox gets collected as well as possibly Trevor Royer. And actually the 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. did get the wall right there and started the incident there. And 3 other drivers piling in there. So a couple of those guys, the victim of circumstance there, Tommy, and they had nowhere to go for that one.
Yeah, Bobby Sant Jr. just gets a little bit too up on the outside groove, up into the wall. A couple of those drivers right behind him, nowhere to go, gets into him. And fortunately for Sant Jr., he's now scored 1 lap down into the pin area. His night is done, as well as the 121 of Josh Fox. Brendan Rogers still showing the way. We'll see if David Heileman can do anything with him on the outside of the racetrack now. Up to position number 2, trying to pick up the win here at Kokomo. As we're coming, it'll be 18 down, 12 to go, coming back to green.
Yeah, we'll see what the 49 car David Heilman does. He gets a great restart right there, pulls up next to Rogers into turn number 1. David Heilman slides up the racetrack. The Heilemaniac takes the lead off turn 2 and down the backstretch. Rogers turns it back down the inside. He'll slide him back in 3 and 4. Here we go, Tommy.
The gloves are off here at Kokomo. They're side by side. Heilman across, Rogers back over once again. And here comes Leonardi as well. Side by side for the race lead down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4. Give it to David Heilman.
Here comes the 9 and Joel Berkeley. He might try and slide by both of them in turn number 1. Nope, the 9 keeps it up top in turns 1 and 2. Rogers slides back in front of Heilman off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Heilman had to get on the brakes right there. Did not want to run into the back of the 20 of Rogers. Rogers slides himself, gets up to the cushion off turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Here comes Heilman back down to the bottom in 1 and 2.
Almost 4 wide for the race lead. What a wheel stand right there. David Heilman side by side with Rogers once again. And it'll be Rogers coming around on lap number 22. 8 laps to go.
Brendan Rogers with the elbows up right now, trying to make it back-to-back victories with this series. But David Heilman's going to make that a problem for him. He works back to the concrete and turns 3 and 4 to the top of the racetrack. Gets a run on down the front straightaway. Rogers into the wall. Rogers, he's upside down the front straightaway. And the caution comes out for your race leader, Brendan Rogers. He's upside down the front stretch.
Tough break for Brendan Rogers. Has led pretty much the entire way here tonight at Kokomo. Just a little too high on the racetrack, upside down, and his race is over.
That is an absolute heartbreaker right there. That's a one-way ticket to Heartbreak City for the 20 car of Brendan Rogers. Had so much promise here tonight. Won last week's main event. And I was going to mention this earlier in the pre-race, but that turn 4 wall will sneak up on you in a hurry if you don't run your correct line down there. And that's exactly what happened to Brendan Rogers. He hit the right rear on the wall, shifted all his weight over the left side, and just kind of traction flipped right there on the left side and flipped him right over. And with that, David Heilman will now take the lead with just under 5 laps to go.
Don't look now, Chase. Alex Bergeron from 17th is up to 4th. I do believe we're going to have one. We're going to get a restart in. We'll see if Bergeron can get it. We've seen 4 wide for the race lead just a few moments ago. And James Eden's up to the top 5 as well. You know, those two drivers are very capable of sneaking up there and taking home this win away from one of these top 3 drivers.
Yeah, Bergeron started 17th. He runs 4th. James Eden's from 15th up to 5th in car number 52. We've got 3, make it 4 laps to go. Can David Heilman hang on to score his first ever victory with the iRacing.com USAC World Championship Series? We're about to find out. Green flags back in the air. Heilman and Berkeley to the top of the racetrack while your 3rd place car, Zach Leonhardi, works down low.
David Heilman will take him down the back straightaway as your race leader. There'll be 2 to go this time at a turn number 4. Joe Berkeley in position number 2 right there with him. 2 more times around the racetrack for the Heilemaniac, David Heilman.
Let's see what happens to the 9 car of Joel Berkeley. Does he try? Oh, and the caution's going to come out. The caution is going to come out, and unfortunately that will end the race here tonight. Not sure what happened. Looks like possibly the 90 car of Trevor Royer gets collected with the 11 of Cole Newhoffen, and that will hand the win right on over to the 49 car of David Heilman, this time by off turn 4. They'll come down to the yellow and checkered, and the Heilemaniac will score round number 2 here at Kokomo Speedway for the USAC World Championship Series on iRacing.com. Congratulations to him. He had to earn that one here tonight, Tommy.
Yeah, definitely a great drive for the Milwaukee, Wisconsin driver, driving for the Slick Sim Sport team here for the USAC World Championship. He'll pick up win number 1. Very good, capable driver, winning each and every week. He'll start week number 2 off on a good note and pick up his first win of the season. Great drive for Joe Berkeley, Zach Leonardi. Great drive for Alex Bergeron, 17th up to 4th, and Aiden Purdue will score the top 5 as well.
Yeah, good drive there for Purdue. 6th place was the 57 of Ryan Diotti. A great run for him up from 13th. James Edens falls to 7th, but he started 15th. 8th spot looks like it was Cole Cabrera. 9th was Vinny Sansone. 10th, a good 10th place run there. Top 10 for Justin Thomas. 11th was Austin Selman. 12th from 20th, Skylar Brown. Then it was Alex Smolders, 13th. 14th was Cole Newhalton. 15th was Trevor Royer. 16th, 7 laps down, unfortunately, for your early race leader, Brendan Rogers. Josh Fox, Bobby Sand Jr., Trevor Fisher, and Blake Cannon will round out the 20-car field, and I believe we'll be going to interviews here pretty soon, Tommy, but a fantastic race there nonetheless from Kokomo.
Absolutely. You saw 3, 4, sometimes even 5 wide racing by these drivers. They put on a fantastic main event. It was a lot of fun to watch. Brendan Rogers, David Heilman putting on a show. Unfortunately for Brendan Rogers, just one mistake cost him. He falls back to 16th and will not be a repeat winner.
Yeah, he will not be a repeat winner, and we are already joined with tonight's feature winner for the iRacing.com USAC World Championship Series, David Heilman. Not the way you wanted to finish that race there, David, but a heck of a battle between yourself, Brendan Rogers, and Joel Berkeley. Man, tell us about the race. Tell us about the racetrack. It seemed pretty tricky out there tonight.
Hell yeah, man. They don't call it the SmackDown here at Kokomo for nothing. I gave away that heat race, and I felt I had the pace on them in the end. We were throwing sliders back and forth, and I was just able to get the best of them. That was so much fun. 1, 2, 3 for the boys. That's just, hell yeah, perfect night.
Yeah, great night for you, and you came in pretty solid in the point standings as well. I know it's early to be talking about points, but in a guy like in your position right now, you came into the top 5, you might leave as the points leader. Are you already thinking about the end game, or are you kind of just focusing week to week right now?
Oh, absolutely. There's no money for first at all in each race week to week in this series, and so it's really, you got to settle for them top 5s, and it starts qualifying. We're able to do that. Almost pulled out damn heat race win, but what a race, what a track. That was awesome. You could run top, middle, bottom at the start there, and then I just committed to the top side, and I was just praying I wasn't gonna die.
You said that the racetrack was great. Obviously, it was. We saw multiple groups all night long throughout the heat races, LCQs, and the feature event. You were a driver with the wing on for the Pro Series for the World of Outlaws. You come into this USAC series. Tell these people watching at home how much harder these cars are to drive. Because in my opinion, as a casual iRacer, these are the hardest cars in the game to drive.
Oh, absolutely. You can have all these guys talking crap or whatever in chat about yellows probably and whatnot, but these are the hardest cars. The top 35 most badass guys in dirt made this series, and it's just it's just so tough. Anybody else hops in this, there'll just be a field filler, because these are the most, at least in terms of talent, I think this is the most talented field in all the world championships so far.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there, David. Who do you guys thank for getting you into victory lane here tonight for that number 49 car?
Hey, boys at Slick Sim Sport helped me practice all week. Two brothers stream team, Wicked Energy Gum. Sorry I couldn't have them on the car this week, but it was just awesome night. Normally people would thank their girlfriend right now, but we're in the friend zone, so we got that going for us. But what I'm gonna say now, boys. What you gonna do when Hylamania runs wild?
And that is the stereotypical David Heileman sign-off right there. Congratulations to him. And second place here tonight, Joel Berkeley is standing by with Tommy Rowe. Tommy, take it away.
All right, Joel Berkeley, you take home a solid second-place finish here tonight after a great battle for the race lead, able to run 3 and 4 wide. Walk us through the race and tell us how the track was, man.
That track was really fun. Like that, there's nothing else to that. I'm glad we didn't see a reset, and that's probably some of the best racing you've seen, isn't it?
Absolutely. You're able to pull home a solid second-place finish. You came in here 8th in the points. You'll move ahead just a little bit, maybe into the top 5. How are you planning for the rest of the season, bud?
Well, I stood on my wiener last week at Fairbury, so I had to make up for it this week and got a solid result. And I think it might actually put Zach to the lead, David second, and me third in points, but we'll wait to see when that updates.
Definitely a great drive by you here tonight. Anybody want to give a thanks for helping you get the job done, bud?
And massive thanks to the guys at Slick Sim Sport, David, Zach, Lewis. We've put in a fair bit of time for this. Without them, none of this would have been possible. The Two Brothers Stream Team, Ryan Martin, iRace Flag, I think that's it. Slick Sim Sport and everyone else that helps out. It's awesome.
Well, Joe, congratulations on your second-place finish here tonight, and best of luck to you the rest of the season, bud. And can't wait to see you back in here. And I do believe Chase will have our third-place finisher up here in the booth here in just a moment.
Yeah, Zach Leon Hardy coming home third. Another top 3 run for the number 24 car. Zach, we thought you were a fender guy, and here you come into this series, and you finish second, and then you finish third here tonight at Kokomo. You have got to be one of the favorites heading into the rest of the season, man. Tell us about the run here tonight, man. You were pole-putting that thing all night long, had a couple of close calls with the tractor tire down there, but tell us about it.
Yeah, from the little testing I've done this week, I knew I wanted to roll bottom if possible. I was better down there than most of the guys, other than maybe Alex. Alex is insane down there, but yeah, I didn't really know how I was going to do coming into this series. I knew I liked the cars, and I was glad most of the tracks were boring, so I'm good on the little small tracks. But yeah, it was fun down there. Clipped that tire a couple of times. That was a little scary after seeing how Alex did last week, but it ended up really good. I wanted to get that win. Just that bottom was fast at the beginning, and I didn't capitalize enough and made a couple mistakes. Or I probably should have got my Brennan and had to lead on them restarts, but all in all, I mean, it's a good night. I got the points lead. Slick 123. I'm really happy with it.
Heading to Limaland next week, another bull ring for these race cars. What are you expecting? A little bit more of what we saw here tonight?
I'm hoping to just keep clicking these top threes off. That's good for points racing, and don't do nothing stupid, you know. Qualify good like we have been, win heat races, and continue on. I think it's just consistency. Top threes, top fives. What would be my goal.
And if you get the chance to win this championship and go out there to do the Corey Cruzman Sprint Car Midget Driving School, I know you race in real life with the fenders on. You've practiced in real life when you won the late model championship. Are you a little scared? I mean, there's a lot of guys in late models these days that you ask them if they're gonna ever get in the sprint car, and like, no, those guys are crazy. If you win the championship, are you looking forward to that? You can be a little bit nervous there.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I've always said if I was gonna race a non-fender, an open wheel car, I want to race an all-wing sprint car or drive one. These things just in real life are insane. You know, being 1,200 pounds and 900 horsepower and no downforce. Those are definitely, I mean, racing late models, I love racing late models, but my next best choice would be an all-wing sprint car if I had to drive one. So I really want to win this thing, go out there and get to drive one.
That's awesome to hear, man. And who are some of the sponsors that help you get here each and every week for that number 24 car?
Yeah, my big ones, iRacing, iFlag, Jeff Brown, they've been helping me out. I think I said last week it's been a little over a year now. I really appreciate their support, continued support. Just my team, Slick Sim Sport, they're insane. You know, we've had some really fast cars past 2 weeks, and been really good for us. Couldn't do it without them guys. I'm not as smart on setups and these things as I am in late models, so it really helps me having them guys to point me in the right direction and build me sets for this kind of stuff. Thank you guys for putting this broadcast on, USAC, iRacing, everyone who makes this thing happen.
Well, there he is, third place tonight, Zach Leon Hardy. You're more than likely going to be your points leader heading into Limaland next week. And Tommy, a fantastic race here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. Unfortunate circumstances for Brennan Rogers, who looked like possibly the favorite to win here tonight. Led a lot of laps, ends up 7 laps down, ends up 16th in the feature event. Some big time implications there for him, but he's gonna have his head down and digging for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Definitely not the finish that he wanted here tonight, but that's sprint car racing, and it happens sometimes, and he'll restrap in and come back here next week and try to fight for the win at Limaland. It was a great night of racing, a lot of fun to watch. 3-4 wide racing for the lead. David Holloman, just the man up front when the caution came out at the end, able to pull home with the win. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, fantastic racing all night long here at Kokomo. A great track prep by the guys at iRacing.com and the virtual water truck and tractors, man. They did a great job. And next week we head off to Limaland next Wednesday night. We really hope that we can have you all join us once again here for round number 3 of the iRacing.com USAC World Championship Series presented by FlowRacing.com. I'm Chase Rodman for Randy Cheneth and Tommy Rowe. We thank you so very much for joining us here tonight, and we hope to see you next week at Limaland Motorsports Park. Have a great night.